Recounting the achievements of 11th five-year plan, Dr. Singh said that in the last 5 years, the economy grew at the rate of 7.9%. He also added that during the 11th plan, poverty declined twice as fast between 2004 to 2005 to 2009 to 2010 than it did in the previous 10 years. The agriculture growth is estimated at 3.3%.
We ended the 11th five-year plan with some notable achievements. The economy grew at an average annual rate of 7.9%. This is commendable for a period which saw two global crises, one in 2008 and another in 2011. Poverty declined twice as fast between 2004-05 and 2009-10 than it did in the previous 10 years. Agriculture grew at 3.3% per annum in the 11th plan, much faster than the 2.4% observed in the 10th plan.
Dr. Singh also said that the country needs more of foreign investments in both FDI and FII forms for meeting the growth targets it has set.
To achieve the target of 8.2% growth, we need to revive investment in the economy. The investment environment is therefore critical. Our fiscal deficit is too high and is attracting adverse comments from analysts. It must be brought down over the medium term to release domestic resources for productive employment in the economy. Because exports prospects are not very encouraging, the plan projects a current account deficit of 2.9% of GDP. This must be financed mainly through foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investment flows so that reliance on external debt is contained. I believe we can attract the financing we need provided our fiscal deficit is seen to be coming under control and the growth momentum is regained.
For an update, we are now joined by our correspondent Sidhant Sibal. Sidhant, Planning Commission had said that they have set the growth rate of 8.2%, earlier estimated at 9%. Now there has been a certain shift here. So is this a blow to the government?
Well, it's not obviously a blow to the government, but the Prime Minister clearly said that some downward revision is realistic given the state of the world, given the fact that the world has been going through various downturns. The previous fifth plan, that was the 11th five-year plan, saw two big financial slowdown, that is in 2008, which was the big one, and then in 2011. And the growth rate for the 11th financial plan was 7.9%. For this financial plan, during the approach paper, the growth rate was around, put at 9%, but it was revised to 8.2%, primarily because of the fact that it is realistic only because there's a global downturn and we cannot expect 9% in such a scenario. We are seeing all the BRIC countries losing steam. China, yesterday the Brazilian Prime Minister also said that the growth will slow down. So it's a global phenomenon. Yeah, and past week we have seen the government taking major decisions, biting the silver bullet on diesel, and then yesterday it came out with a big policy decision, which includes FDI in multi-brand retail, FDI in single-brand retail. And during the speech, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh also came out with three scenarios. The first scenario is strong inclusive growth, which is possible with various policy decisions. But there are also two scenarios which are kind of, I would say, government's apprehensions, which is if insignificant action is not taken, the growth rate for the plan period can fall down to 6 to 6.5%. And also the third scenario, which is a policy logjam, that is taking there is no decision, and the growth rate of the country can slip to around 5%, which is, of course, a bad phenomena.
Right, Sidhant. Prime Minister has once again set an ambitious target of 4% agricultural growth rate. So what can you tell us on that?
Well, of course, agriculture is one of the key sectors of the economy. We saw agriculture growing at 3.3% during the 11th five-year plan, and during the 10th five-year plan, we saw 2.4%. So, of course, agriculture is expected to grow well during the whole meet, which is still currently going on. Sharad Pawar, the agriculture minister, was also there, and we hope that when the meet comes to an end, which will come to an end around 12:30 or so, some statement will be issued on various the talks which happened during the meet.
Right, Sidhant, thank you for joining us with those inputs there. Moving on, government yesterday took major decisions to give a mega boost to investment from foreign entities. The Union Cabinet decided to operationalize 51% FDI in multi-brand retail, but left it to the state governments to allow setting up of such stores. This paves the way for the global retail giants like Walmart and Carrefour to open their stores in India. The multi-brand retailer would have to buy at least 30% of their raw materials from micro, small and medium industries. The government has also notified 100% FDI in single brand.
In a major move, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has cleared foreign direct investment in multi-brand retail, civil aviation, broadcast and power sectors. The Cabinet, headed by Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, cleared the decision in a meeting on Friday. With this decision, the proposal for 51% FDI in multi-brand retail, which lay on hold since last December due to opposition from several quarters, will now be operationalized. However, the state governments will have the option to decide whether or not they want to invite multi-brand retail in their states.
Cabinet has approved, in respect of proposals involving FDI beyond 51%, sourcing of 30% of the value of goods purchased will be done from India, preferably from MSMEs, village and cottage industries, artisans and craftsmen in all sectors. And the quantum of domestic sourcing will be self-certified by the company to be checked by statutory auditors from the duly certified accounts which the companies will be required to maintain.
The FDI in retail comes with several safeguards. States entitled to allow setting up of retail outlets in compliance with state laws and regulations. Non-complying states to have the prerogative to agree to allow FDI in multi-brand retail in future under the policy. Retail outlets may be set up only in cities with a population of more than 10 lakh as per Census 2011 and may also cover an area of 10-kilometer radius around such cities. At least 50% of such FDI has to be invested in back-end infrastructure development within 3 years of induction of FDI. A high-level group of Ministry of Consumer Affairs will be constituted to make recommendation for internal trade reforms. 49% FDI in troubled aviation sector is expected to provide the much-needed cash flow to ailing private carriers like Kingfisher.
हमारी मिडिल क्लास बढ़ रही है, खराब से खराब हालत में भी सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि 5% से ज़्यादा जीडीपी ग्रोथ होगा, हमारा ट्रेड बढ़ेगा, हमारी स्ट्रेटेजिक पोजीशन, जियोग्राफिकल पोजीशन ऐसी है, तो इसलिए अगर बाहर की एयरलाइन आएंगी तो जो हम चाहते हैं कि हब बनाए इंडिया को सिविल एविएशन का, उसमें मदद मिलेगी. तो इसलिए मेरा मानना है कि उससे यहाँ के कैरियर्स को फ़ायदा होगा, मदद मिलेगी अगर कोई बाहर का एयरलाइन उनके साथ कोई करार करते हैं.
The CCEA also approved disinvestment in 5 public sector units, including Oil India, NALCO and Hindustan Copper.
Decision of disinvestment of 9.59% equity in Hindustan Copper Limited. The second disinvestment decision is disinvestment of 10% paid up equity in Oil India. Third is disinvestment of 9.33% paid up equity in MMTC. Fourth is disinvestment of 12.15% paid up equity in National Aluminium Company Limited.
In other decisions, the Cabinet also raised FDI cap up to 49% in power exchanges and up to 74% in various streams of broadcast services. The Prime Minister said the Cabinet decisions on FDI were meant to bolster economic growth and make India a more attractive destination for foreign investment.
Reforms. It seems that the government has finally made its mind to put the Indian economy back on the track. A day after biting the silver bullet on diesel prices, it has taken bold steps like FDI in multi-brand retail, FDI in single-brand retail and FDI in aviation. With Bureau Input, Sidhant Sibal report, DD News, New Delhi.